Hi, this is Beth Hilton, and I'm back with another amazing musical guest. Today we'll have Chakuna in to talk to us, and I just want to tell you a little bit about her and her incredible work across so many areas of music and spirituality and crystal work and jewelry. So stay with us. We're going to get into all of that today, and we'll even have some special goodie giveaways maybe to tell you about at the end. Chakuna is an artist, composer, singer, and producer of sound healing music, chakra music, new age music, ambient piano music, and relaxation music. So what you'll hear on the album that we're talking about today, Auroral Magic, is really a great representation of many of those areas of her expertise. And she's been really going deeply into different traditions to bring all of that knowledge into her work. Her practice transcends the ancient tradition of overtone chanting and shamanic drumming. And I'm hoping that closer to her release date, we can do some live shamanic drumming here and on her website as well. Throughout Chakuna's life, she has skillfully used sound vibration to activate the awakened natural state of universal being and to inspire personal transformation. So, she really works, especially through her Instagram page, she really works with people to inform them and inspire them to, live their best life. So she offers music, chant, video teachings, and high vibe energy healing tools such as crystals, handmade wands, which I have today, and I'll show you a little bit more closely, and jewelry to encourage you to explore your spiritual energy. So I'd like to bring her in and say hello, and then we will talk more about the album. Hi, Chakuna.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You're coming to us from Michigan, I believe.
Yep, I'm in Michigan. I've lived here my whole life, just outside of the Ann Arbor region. So I'm just really excited to be here with you today to talk about my new album, Auroral Magic. I've been working on it for years. Some of the songs I composed like 8 years ago. So I'm just really excited to be able to finally share it with everybody.
Really? So 8 years, that's quite a journey. I often hear of artists, oh, I've worked on it 2 years. And now, people work on singles really and get those out. So I'm honored that you're going to share this journey.
Yeah, it was just, it's one of those songs where it's like, it's just waiting for the right album, to make an appearance on. So yeah, I just kind of collect the songs over a period of time. Whenever I go to make a new song, I always set the intention that it's healing for the listener and just kind of brings that vibe, that energy into their life to help them, feel safe and relaxed and that kind of thing. That's always the intention that I use, when I first start to work on a song.
Right.
So I just don't know completely where it's going to show up, what album or whatnot. I just kind of then later go back and bring everything together and use more of, my logical mind later to bring everything together. So that's kind of what I did with this album.
I see. So you invite the songs in. Do you have different muses or beings that help you with that, or do you call upon your ancestry?
Yeah, I definitely feel like, at least for this album, it was definitely the sense of getting more in touch with my Nordic ancestors and my guides and my angels. I always call in too for doing my albums. But that definitely shows up in the first song, Blood of Our Ghost, the lyrics and everything. It's kind of like my ancestors singing through me to the listener. They're asking, are you listening? One of the biggest things with this album is kind of like helping people to get more in touch with the earth, and and their spirituality, and their ancestors that are still with them, helping them, ancestors that have passed, or their ancient ancestors even, that are the healers and the shamans, and so that's kind of a vibe that I bring in that song, Blood of Our Ghost. It's just help people connect to that with inside themselves.
That's an incredible title, too. It sounds very strong and like a good invocation, for this album, and to begin with that track,
And with that too, it's just, it's just amazing how, the songs sort of just come, they like birth themselves. Like I always feel like, I don't think about the words ahead of time. I'll just sit down and start to play or start to sing, and just something comes, it just feels like it's flowing through me, like I don't really think about, oh, I want to write a song about this, and then do that. It's just more like I'm getting in touch with this, this spiritual aspect of myself. I'm centering myself, and just allowing something to come through. And that's honestly how like most of my songs are born, just through that vibe.
And when you go back and then you look at them all, like you were saying, with your left brain, do you start to see sort of a pattern or a message, and that's why you hook those songs together?
Exactly. Yeah, I definitely feel like for this one, it was kind of like, certain songs, they all just kind of went together. Like I use a lot of piano in a lot of my songs for this album. So that, that's one of the things I wanted to kind of bring out more now, with this album, is my ability for composing, music on the piano and stuff like that. So that's kind of how that drew together. And then, later I'll go back in and reflect. And I definitely feel like, this album is in honor of, some of those gifts that I feel like are spiritual, like I don't read music very well. So I do feel like there's a spiritual aspect to that, piece where, and, with the vocals and everything, I've had some pretty significant experiences where, music's been really healing in my life, and I've used it, for that purpose for myself. So, this album is definitely, that is, one of my reflections about it, is that, it's something that I'm now trying to offer to other people, music being healing for me. And now, I want that to be brought to more than just, in my own life. I like other people to experience that same feeling, because, life can be really a difficult thing. And music is definitely something that can bring like a really centered, peaceful feeling to people's lives.
Yeah, I think it's often underestimated. But when you have music like yours flowing throughout your home, it can relax you. And even some of these pieces that I hear on the album are a bit energizing too, and especially with your drum work that I've heard, it can also like pick you up and get you into that mode. I have to go into an interview. I'm gonna, I want to feel powerful. So
Yeah,
it's a great
definitely
variety.
explore that too, and have some more higher vibe, some higher vibe songs with a faster beat in the future too. But on this album, I do feel like Elven Magic, the second song, is, a little bit more in that sense. It's my kind of experience of, I've experienced a lot of ancient ceremonial healing practices through indigenous studies of indigenous traditions and such. And when you're in these circles and these spaces, there's a lot of drumming, and chants and things that help you really kind of get connected and centered in your own space. And so I think, that's kind of the experience of the second song, Elven Magic, is I try to, kind of put that vibe in there.
Yeah, I can hear that. It's really a cool track. Is it all you? Are all the instruments and voices and everything?
Yeah, I do all the music myself. I do all the composition and the keyboards and the vocals, and
Wow.
so that song I've overlaid my voice, and I've used a couple different kind of voice filters to catch that more, ancient, kind of chant too. And then I just kept overlaying it so that it gives that full picture of that feeling.
It's perfect. I love it. I'd love to show everyone what both your album looks like and your website. So let me just show the website first because it's great. And you can really, here, I'm going to make it big. There we go. And you can really go into all of these different albums and click right there and sample below the album covers. But you see there on the left, Auroral Magic. And it's this beautiful landscape. And where are you? Did you go to a special place to record this? Or to take this photo shoot, I should say. I don't know if you recorded in the outdoors, but
Yeah, actually, it's a metro park close to where I live, and my grandparents used to always take us to the park. We drive through and look at the deer and everything, and there's lakes, and it's a pretty big park, and that you can walk around, do some hiking and such. So yeah, it's got definitely a special meaning in my heart. That's is kind of like the safe place that my grandparents took me growing up. So I wanted to kind of emanate that as well on the album, and the Northern Lights as well, because my grandparents on the other side of my family are from Finland and Sweden. They're my great grandparents they were born there. So
right. And a lot of the people that came from there moved into the Michigan and Wisconsin area, didn't they?
yeah. My grandpa's family is actually from the UP. And the reason that they picked that area to live is because it had a similar climate to Finland.
Right. So they knew how to deal with it. Yeah, we have another friend in the New Age music world whose family did the same from Finland. Jennifer Dufresne, I don't know if you know her at all. But
yeah, I've heard her name.
Yeah. So I learned a little bit about the culture at that time. So
And you can actually see the Northern Lights from the UP too. I went up there when I was a kid to visit my great grandparents, and I was lucky to see them, because I don't think it's hugely I don't think it happens a lot.
Right.
It's kind of a more rare thing that you can see them, because they only have certain areas of the world kind of closer to the poles. So
yeah, they have to be really big when it's happening to see it from there.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Well, we saw the URL is chakuna.com/music to get to that particular page. So we can go back there and sample all the albums, actually. Is this your third album?
Yeah, it's actually my fourth album. I do have one third. The third one is called Reborn Again. It's an EP. So and I have songs on that one. That's digital only. So, but this is my third physical album that I put out. So
Awesome. Well, I know that one of the things that you do so well is right there hanging around your neck, and it's jewelry. And you have an incredible Instagram account as well, which I'd like to show off here. It's Instagram.com, of course, Crystal Om Chakras /. So at your site or your page, you share all things, music, jewelry, but I know that there's an incredible array of jewelry that you've put out recently, and this is your most recent, right?
Yeah, I've been doing more nature-inspired pieces, and also honoring my ancestors by doing some Nordic pieces. And so this specifically, I just go out. Same with my wands. I go out and I collect the wood myself from the earth. bring that energy into the piece. I've been wanting to do that for a really long time, and so I'm really excited that I'm finally being, channeling some of that, into my work. And then I like to do a lot of my work with sacred geometry, bringing the sacred geometry into my jewelry and into my wands, as kind of just, I don't know if you know anything about sacred geometry, but it's all about how, like, it's a reflection basically of our soul, of our spirit, and how, there's a center point to every being or energy in the universe, and it all connects, to, every other thing in the universe. It's kind of like an electric dance or an electric magnetic, dance between our auras. And so I kind of try to reflect that in my jewelry. So, to try to then it just helps, I guess, weave that energy together, if you will, into everybody's life.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting when you do gaze at things and you reflect. It's a matter of it just creates more awareness within yourself. It's like a mirror where you see where your mind takes you as you're looking into it.
I think that is a big thing behind sacred geometry, is that reflective mirror. So,
well, I've seen this kind of thing on your Instagram, and I love it. It looks like a grid and a crystal grid. So you can see there's tiny crystals on there. And so it's kind of a mandala as well. What would people be able to experience by doing that on your Instagram?
Well, that is, like we're talking about, the sacred geometry. It's called the Metatron's Cube. That is actually my artwork that I did. And the crystal grid it's just about like setting an intention, so a lot, I always tell people when they're asking me how to create a crystal grid, it's all about set your intention for what you want the grid to help you with in your life, or be about, or set a goal or something like that. That's what that crystal grid is, for. And then you sort of lay out the crystals, and it holds a charge, and so that grid that I showed you specifically is just, for anyone that gazes at it or experiences it on any level. It's healing for, the global community, kind of like reweaving the energy, and creating kind of more of a hopeful, peaceful energy in the world. Obviously we need more of that.
Yeah, I love that. Now, could you and I share a grid and be connected? Or like if you had a crystal and I had a crystal and it's part of the grid, would we kind of?
I think that whatever the intention is of the grid itself, if you share those with, other people, if someone has another crystal to it or something, it's like you're kind of, weaving together your goal or your intention for it. And it's just sort of, then it amplifies it.
Oh, fantastic. So an exciting bit of news that we can share, right, is that when we round up, and if you like the video and you want to comment on the video below or say what you liked about today's messages from Chakuna, if you leave a comment, you'll be entered to win one of her beautiful rainbow crystals. Comes in this cute bag. And
it's actually an angel aura quartz crystal. If people know the type, it's got like a shimmery effect to it, that it's actually quartz crystal and precious metals that are brought together.
yeah, and when I'm holding it in the light like this, it actually looks like I'm getting an image inside of an angel with wings.
Rainbow effect to it. They're pretty.
Yeah. Wonderful. So make a comment, you'll be entered to win. And I think, we'll probably do that the day before your release or so, which is June 11th. And we can, come back, maybe go live, maybe do some drumming. But in any event, we'll announce it and get a beautiful crystal to somebody. And before we go, we have to talk about these.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that. I don't know if you've done any etching on that particular necklace you're wearing, but I love that you have, are these runes on the wand?
Yeah, they're the old Norse runes, and there's different runes that kind of represent and reflect different things. That wand specifically is the intention of it being like kind of a protector wand. It's got
the stone
of awe symbol, which is a protection, and then also the black tourmaline is also for protection too, and then some of the ruins on there are protection symbols too.
I love it.
Ones, and then I've been also doing similar ones like that are zodiac based to kind of like connect you to your stars, your birth stars, and that's been really exciting. So,
oh, that's incredible. Well, so the album is again on pre-sale now, so you can actually pre-sell, pre-buy or sample or pre-save on Spotify.
yeah,
And who knows what else?
There's one instant track too. So if you do buy the pre-release on iTunes, they are offering an instant track, so you can actually get one of the songs right this moment.
Oh, awesome. So you could begin meditating with that song and working with it in your life right away.
Yeah.
That's terrific. Yay.
So,
Awesome. Well, let's show the full album cover so everyone can see
yeah, for sure.
what they're looking for. And there we go. Relaxing music with piano, calming chants, and peaceful nature sounds. And I love your subhead for this album. The darkness waned and a soft auroral glow appeared in the east sky. That sounds like a famous quote.
Yeah, it's just sort of, supposed to bring in that peaceful vibe of, how everybody's been struggling with COVID and it's been some tough times for us. So I kind of feel like, this is, a message of hope from me, from my heart to yours.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Is there anything else you wanted to add? Any shout outs you wanted to give? Or I know that you're appreciative. You share about your wonderful family a lot, and they sound like they're wonderfully supportive of you.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be able to do any of the work that I'm doing without, my spouse, Brenda, and my parents. They've always kind of, really taken my art and my music seriously. And I don't think, if you don't have people like that in your life, that encourage you and support you, it's hard to get anywhere. So I definitely feel like them, and then Suzanne Doucet has been, for this album is a huge help, and then you guys at the B Company. Yeah. I'm so blessed, obviously, to have all this support this time around. So I really appreciate it.
Well, we're loving it, and we're here for you, and can't wait to share more. So we'll see you, hopefully we'll be back again closer to release date, June 11th. Auroral Magic is the album. And
alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
All right, you too.